Hello, everyone. I decided I'd like to respond to Jeff's thread. Way to, way to get it going right away, Jeff. It's the first of 2012. It's the first thread of the year. Why not? I won't be able to do 10 records because I'm happy to say, leastways, I can't remember, excuse me, paying more than $60 or $70 for one single album. I cannot remember ever paying $100 for an album. I know I paid $100 for box sets, but I really can't remember spending $100 for an album. And I know I've spent $70 on a single CD, but not. I think the most I've spent on a single album is $60, and I've shown this already. But what it was it's Catherine Wheel's Chrome. Now I just completely missed out on a chance to get it on vinyl. And to be honest, what led to me spending so much on this does have to do somewhat with friendship as well as record collecting. Jeff, you know Frank, my friend Frank. Well, he and I were big Catherine Mill fans, kind of discovered them together. Or at least we both enthused about them. And so we're both collect them. Frank has a couple things I don't have. I have a couple things he doesn't have. For a while he had this on vinyl, and it's like I could not find it, and I finally broke down and paid on eBay $60, and frankly I was disappointed too because the description of the album was incorrect. This is not near mint. Matter of fact, it had some really audible scuffy parts, but that's, you live and you learn, or maybe you don't live and learn, but it's just par for the course. That's what happened. Gotta have it, I gotta have it, I gotta have it, like you were saying, Jeff. You gotta have it. Well, sometimes you get what you play for. Just right quick, what I'm playing is Rashomon Ashcan copy, recently given to me by Katon W. DePina. Thanks so much, James. This is excellent. Yeah, this is real good. Love it. Side 2 in particular. Another example of spending money and then finding out, well, if you had just waited, how do you know? I mentioned this in a recent video where I saw Porcupine Tree in Seattle, and at the merch table I saw in the back this album, and it was going for $50, and it turns out that it was the personal copy of someone on the crew, and he just basically said he wouldn't let go of it for any less. I do understand that. I had never seen this version. I had the other version, different cover. There's one extra track on this too, and that's why I went ahead and paid the $50. However, less than a month later, here in Omaha, or Kansas City, I think it was, I come across a copy of the very same record, Japanese, for something like $8 or $9. I didn't buy it. I was pissed. It was like, for a minute I thought, well, I'll get it, and then I was just like, nah. I have 2 more entries. Recently, Vinyliciousness showed Yoko Ono's Fly, and I used to own it, and kept the poster and stuff, and then Gary Foster, Gary, he'd been having this copy forever, and it's mint, completely intact, but he wouldn't go any less than 50, so I went ahead and paid $50 for this, and it's mint. Everything is intact, and I do believe it was unplayed, or virtually unplayed, until I played it. There's the poster. We get the inside, the Ringo. Postcards are in here. Yeah, they are. Yeah. And the inner sleeve too. So I went ahead and coughed that up. And the last thing that I have as a response to your thread, Jeff, good to hear from you, man. Happy New Year. We'll see you soon, eh? I paid, I think, 60 something for this, but it's a 3 record set, and it is rare. It's hard to find, and I'm collecting the BYG Actuel label. It's the Alan Silva and the Celestial Communication Orchestra. And this is BYG's number 42, 43, and 44 combined in a 3-record set. And, you know, it's damaged, as you can see. But this is one of those records that, you know, when you see it, you better get it. You know, that's how it was for me. And the records are in great shape. The records are in great shape. And on top of that, this is very highly recommended listening. It actually goes like that, kind of a. He's got some players on here. Put my glasses on and tell you, but I mean, like, he's got some people on here. So I know I paid $60 plus for this. Well worth it. And if I can get it real quick, I wanted to share that something just amazing that you've done many amazing things, you know, for me, Jeff. But since we've reconnected musically and collecting wise, when you laid this on me, wow. Of course, you know, this is not my forte, you know, as far as taste, but understanding and knowing who these people are and their place in the history of British rock, this is very significant and important to me. And I just couldn't believe that you gave me your old copy. You know, I mean, it's just barely. I can see the difference between it and the one that you replaced it with. But man, this is wow. Something I've been doing lately is just for entertainment is going to Pop Psych. You know, I knew about the website, but had forgotten. And Cool Ranch Dressing reminded me about that being a good resource for looking at prices and rarities and stuff. And just had been looking on there recently at records to see what people have been paying for some of the stuff that I have. And I'm happy to say that I have a lot of records that people pay money for. I didn't pay that for them and wouldn't want to pay that to get them again. And even knowing that somebody would spend that kind of money for these records, I still don't want to sell them, but it's very interesting to see. So I guess the last part of this response is I have a lot of records that are worth money, but that's been the whole fun of it, is to find them for good prices or maybe even next to nothing.